I'm wondering, are you consistently inconsistent? Starting one thing today and ending it the next day. I need you to hear me. If you remain inconsistent, you will ultimately be ineffective. Today, I'm talking about the complexity of consistency. I want to share with you 3 ways small changes make a big difference. Once you lock in, tune in for today's podcast masterclass. Turn me up. I'm mic'd up. Join me and let's mix it up. What's good, good people? How you doing? How you living? How's it going? What's happening? I hope that you, yes, you are doing well. Well, I want to welcome you to another edition of In the Mix. Yeah, I'm your host with the most, yours truly, Dr. Eddie Connor. And it is an honor that you have joined me today. Would that you would help me out, share this with somebody. Going to have a courageous conversation of illumination. We're talking about the complexity of consistency. Let's jump right into it. I'm giving you 3 ways that small changes make a big difference. One is this, is something called the compound effect. Something called the compound effect. And the compound effect is a principle that suggests where small, consistent actions or changes, when repeated over time, lead to significant and exponential results. Small, consistent actions or changes, when repeated over time, lead to significant and exponential results. It's not going to happen overnight. The next level, the body that you want, the project being completed, the business proposal coming to fruition. It doesn't happen overnight, but you can develop it a little bit at a time, get better with it each and every single day. You don't get the body that you want overnight. But here's the thing, if you start putting in the right type of food in your system, if you're working out consistently, you're going to eventually get to where it is that you desire to be. It's kind of like a pastor said, if you can just stay small enough long enough, you will be big enough soon enough. I think that's Dr. E. Dewey Smith. He said, if you can stay small enough long enough, if you can stay small enough long enough, you will eventually be big enough soon enough. Number one, the compound effect. All of this compounds together. All of this adds up, right? The small changes compound. The little bit at one time, it all compounds. It mixes together. It adds together. It's formulated. That's what a compound aspect is, right? When you got 2 or more elements coming together that are now adding to each other, it's formulating something. And if you can keep making small changes long enough, over time, here's what will happen. Your consistency will compound. That's what will take place. But here's the thing. We live in this microwave society, 0 to 100, real quick. You know, we want to get rich quick. We want to get rich quick scheme. And a lot of times when people fall for the okie doke with the get rich quick scheme, we feel so bad. Oh, they got us. No, all they did was they just played on your desire to get it overnight. They just played on your desire to really just to get rich real quick. And now you lose money in the process. If you could just stay small enough long enough, you'll be big enough soon enough. The small changes long enough over time eventually lead to the consistency that compounds. And here's what I understand about it: your execution, because each and every single day you're executing, each and every single day you're getting better, each and every single day you're getting better with your communication, you're growing, you're becoming a better writer, you're becoming a better thinker, you're growing in your spiritual development, you're working out more, you're getting consistent with what it is that you eat, healthy, nutrition, exercise. That execution eventually exponentially increases over time. Here's what the execution does: the execution leads to multiplication. You look up one day and see, I don't even know how I amassed this much money. I don't even know how I amassed this much mass on my body. I don't really even know how I got from point A to point Z. But it was from point B to point Y because you figured out your why. Are you hearing me? Point B to point Y because you figured out your why. And as a result of it, the consistency compounds. The consistency compounds. You find yourself, you look up, you say, boy, I'm smarter, I'm stronger, I'm better, I'm wiser. I've grown. I'm more skilled now. My consistency has compounded. You can't change your direction. You can't change your destination, rather, overnight, but you can change your direction. You can't change your destination, but you can change your direction. And the direction will ultimately lead you to a greater destination. Here's the thing about change that I recognize: change is inevitable. Change is inevitable. The number one way, well, I wouldn't say number one way. We're talking about three ways. Three ways. Small changes make a big difference. And maybe it is a number one way, just the whole aspect of the compound. Number two, here's the thing: change is strange. Change is strange. Oh, y'all gonna make me work today. The complexity of consistency deals with the whole aspect of the compounding aspect, compounding interest, the compound effect. But also, I don't get to the compound effect until I overcome the whole aspect that change is strange. Why is it strange? Because now you're in uncharted territory. You're used to being consistently inconsistent. Now you have to be consistent. That's a strange thing. Come on, family, I'm talking to you. From now doing whatever it is that you wanted to do, what you ate, what you wanted to eat, you stayed up as long as you wanted to stay up late, you hung out as many times as you wanted to. Now you move into a place of rigidity. But rigidity does not mean frigidity. You move into a place where now you have some parameters, you have some boundaries. You're shifting in certain aspects in your life because you understand that you can't keep doing the same things the same old way, expecting a different result. That just means you're straight up crazy. And here's the thing that I understand: change is strange. Can't change your destination overnight, but you can change your direction. And here's the thing about change: change is inevitable. Change is inevitable. Come on, find that picture. Yeah, find that picture of yourself when you were 5 years old. Find that picture of yourself when you were 15. Don't those two people look a little bit different? The 5 and the 15-year-old. Rewind, fast forward the time to the 25-year-old. Fast forward the time to where it is you're comparing the 25-year-old to the 5-year-old. It looks totally different. Come on, you look like the big brother or you look like the big sister. And it's the same person. Now fast forward the time to who it is and where it is that you are right now. I don't know what age you are, but you probably look like the parent to the 5-year-old. And it's still you. Change is inevitable. It's going to happen. Come on, you know that the job that you work at now, it hasn't always, it changed as long as you've been there. The school that you went to, it's either knocked down or it doesn't even seem like it's the same school that you went to. The whole cast of characters have changed. Maybe you got a childhood teacher there that's still there. Rarely. Life changes. Come on now. You know, people were using 8-tracks. Then they went to CDs. CDs and now streaming. Change is inevitable. And here's what I understand about change. You will either take change by the hand or change will take you by the throat. Are you hearing what I'm saying? You will either take change by the hand or change will take you by the throat. Well, we've been doing it this way for a long time. Great. How has that been working out for you? Talk to me. Well, we never did it that way before. Well, maybe you should. You can't change your body overnight, but you can change what you're putting into your body today. Maybe you should change something up to do something differently. I need you to hear me. If you are willing to do small things like they're big things, you hit a season where you can do big things like they're small things. If you can do small things like they're big things, you'll hit a season where you can do big things like they're small things. That's what it is. How do I overcome what it is that's trying to overcome and overtake me? The enemy oftentimes wants you to be attacked, and he tries to attack the big things with the small things. I want you to be ultimately ineffective, is what the enemy wants to put you into a place of. But here's the thing. A lot of times we're blaming things on the enemy when it's really the inner me. I'm talking better than you're talking back to me. We want to blame everything on the enemy. We're having a Flip Wilson, the devil made me do it moment. No, look at yourself. Stop flipping out and getting flustered and start getting focused. Be faithful so that you can ultimately be fruitful. Don't reject your divine design. I need you to hear me. God gave you a distinction for your destiny. He gave you a unique personality for your purpose. You've been wired specifically for your work. You've been made for who you've been made for. Your vibe attracts your tribe. You may not be everybody's cup of tea, but hear me, somebody is eventually going to want to sip. You may not be everybody's cup of tea, but the right tea drinkers want to sip. There's somebody else waiting on what somebody else cannot recognize. Stop trying to fit in when you were born to stand out. Let me tell you this. We're talking about the complexity of consistency. The complexity of consistency. Some of us start something today and we end it on the same day. Start something today, you end it on the next day. Change is strange. I get it. Change is strange. But in the midst of that change, you're going to have to find a way to continue to alleviate the anxiety, refresh yourself, rejuvenate, reinvent, reorganize, revive, and even replenish who it is that you are. You're going to have to find some time to do that. Family, we're having a courageous conversation talking about the complexity of consistency. 3 small ways changes make a big difference. If you're not a part of my Eagles community, what are you doing? I want you to become a member of my Eagles community. It's where I coach, it's where I teach, it's where I train, it's where I mentor. It's where I go even further and farther than where it is that I go right now. It's where I'm taking notes and I'm writing concepts on my vibe board that I have, all types of things. And I really want you to be a part of it because it's going to cause you to exponentially increase in your life. It's going to cause you to really be consistent. It's going to cause you to I'm going to give you all the steps, tools, and principles really on how to navigate the complexity of inconsistency and the complexity of consistency. You owe it to you to join my virtual village. Do that right now. Go to theeaglesacademy.com. Theeaglesacademy.com. When you get there, tap the join now button. Fill out the form. I guarantee you're going to be transformed. I want to give you the clarity that's going to really cause you to manifest and really break through in your level of identity. You're going to experience amazing transformation, empowerment, really surrounding you with amazing eagles, locally, nationally, and globally, who understand that a win for you is a win for us too. No competition, just cooperation and camaraderie and connection. Go there right now, theeaglesacademy.com. We're talking about 3 ways small changes make a big difference. Talking about the complexity of consistency. I told you, number 1, the compound effect. The small things that you do over time compound to where it makes eventually a big difference. These small little changes that you think are of none effect really have a great effect on your life. The compound effect. Secondly, change is strange. Thirdly, you need a strategy. You need a replenishment strategy. You need that. Because here's the thing. Many of us are waiting on people to get a revelation of us when we are empty. And there's going to be times when you're giving so much of yourself to the vision and to the project, you're giving so much of yourself to the improvement that you want to see internally, that sometimes you get burnt out. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. There are days that you just don't feel like doing it. You don't feel like getting up early. You don't feel like going to the gym. You don't feel like working on the book. You don't feel like developing your level of communication this particular day. You don't feel like going to work. You don't feel like leaving work and then coming back home to work on your dream. I want to talk to some real people one of these days. But you understand that in the back of your mind, if the enemy can make you inconsistent, you will be ineffective. And so here's what you need. You need a replenishment strategy. See, I wish they'd understand how tired I was. I wish they'd understand, how much I keep giving and I don't really seem to be getting much back. I just feel like I'm just so alone on this pathway and on this journey. I just feel like I'm so alone in life. You can't wait on people to get a revelation of who it is that you are for them to pour into you. You have to take that onus and that responsibility to pour into yourself. They don't know it. They're not aware of it. Hear me. You being replenished is your responsibility. It's your responsibility. It's not your job to refuel and to refill my fuel tank. It's not your job. Not your job to refill my fuel tank. It's my job, so I'm not driving on E. So I'm not pouring from an empty cup. So I'm not pouring into people who already have holes in their cup. So I'm not trying to pour into somebody's cup and all I got are droplets left simply because I'm on E. And I need a replenishment strategy. I got to have that. I got to have it. I have to make sure that I put that into my calendar, into my schedule. I have to make sure that I take some time for me. You got all these things that are on your to-do list. But how many of those things that on your to-do list actually incorporate you? Getting quiet time, time to process, time to ponder, time to pour into yourself, time to create margin, time for self-care. Are you hearing me? Because that's what's going to light the cauldron so that you can remain consistent in changing times, in complex times, because you're refilling your cup. You're developing yourself spiritually. You're growing intellectually. You're not trying to fit in when you were born to stand out. And you understand, hear me, that this is not a sprint, it is a marathon. In the midst of the compounding effect, sometimes we're dealing with compounding grief. We're dealing with a series of traumatic losses. We're dealing with a series of traumatic events that are happening so fast, back to back to back to back. By the time that we're trying to process one, we're dealing with another. By the time we're trying to put out one fire, we got 10 other fires to put out. I want to know, have you ever just felt like that? If it's not one thing, it's another. It's back to back. And in the midst of the compounding grief, while you're trying to create compounding effects, sometimes you deal with these things. You're dealing with the whole aspect of the change is strange. You didn't even know that life was going to ever be like this. Good, bad, ugly, otherwise. But in the midst of the replenishment strategy that you're going to inculcate, that you're going to develop for yourself, which is another way and another word for self-care, you'll find out now that I've got some clarity. And hear me, clarity eliminates anxiety. Scripture says and puts it this way: be anxious for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto God. I want you to start thinking about what you're thankful for. If you got to create that grateful list, if you got to create that aspect to where you're putting on your to-do list to write down 5 things I'm grateful for. Gratefulness creates room for more. Gratitude creates room for more. And we have to develop an attitude of gratitude so that we can overcome the complexity, the complex things in life, so that we're not inconsistent and ineffective, but the effectual fervent prayer and the effectual fervent work that we do will now lead to greater opportunities and will be a greater resource to others, but also to ourselves. Family, I want you to sow into this word that you've heard. I want you to sow into your consistency. I want you to sow into your identity. I want you to sow into your next level. You can do that. I know you were empowered by this courageous conversation, that we've been having here, the complexity of consistency, these 3 small ways that I shared with you. And I kind of shared a little bit more than just 3 small ways, but I highlighted 3 major ones for you that I believe are going to create a big difference in your life. That replenishment strategy. The fact that you're able to navigate the fact that, yes, change is strange, but also the compounding effects of the small things, the small changes, the minor becomes major. The small, consistent things lead to exponential results and exponential increase over time. So I want you to sow into your season of increase. I want you to sow into this opportunity of increase right now. The link is in the chat. Link is in the description of this video for how to do that. Cash App, $Dr. Eddie Ministries, PayPal, Zelle, EddieConnorJr, gmail.com. Cash App, once again, $Dr. Eddie Ministries, Dr. Eddie Ministries, PayPal, Zelle, EddieConnorJr, gmail.com. And of course, thank you for the super conversation. Thank you for engaging that. You can drop a super chat, a super sticker, super thanks, and a super sincere salute to you for engaging this conversation, for staying tuned in. I appreciate you. If you're not a member of my Eagles community, I would that you would join us there. You can also, you can join us there at theeaglesacademy.com. Cool community, great community. You're going to enjoy it. You're going to be empowered. You're going to be transformed. You're going to level up in every specific area of your life. You're going to see the exponential increase that takes place. I want you to make an investment in yourself, and I want you to join us in our Eagles community. Soar with us to another level of success and purpose. Theeaglesacademy.com. Can't wait to see your face in the place. Get a badge. Get a badge. Those of you who are in our live chat, you see some individuals with their digital decal that lets you know, and that lets us know that they are not just they're not just a viewer, they're not just a member, but they are a supporter. I want you to become a supporter. Link is in the chat. Link is in the description of this video for how to go ahead and get a badge. You can do that by going to any of those links there. Click the link, tap the link. You'll see 3 options pop up: VIP, royalty, OQP. Choose one of those 3. My gift to you is to give you access to our In the Mix membership area. I'm grateful that you tuned in. I hope you got something from this today. I really believe that this is your opportunity and your season to level up. Were you transformed at all? Drop some eagle emojis in the chat if you know this word resonated with you. Sincere salute, of course. Shout out to all of you who are watching us from any specific area, whether it's YouTube, whether it's on social media. Connect with me on social media at EddieConnorJr, EddieConnorJr. I'd love for you to be a guest at our church where I serve as a pastor of the Remnant Worshipers Ministry in the city of Detroit. 20470 Hubble Street is where I am saving you a seat, a Church of Lives worth the flight of the drive, Sundays at 10 o'clock a.m. I'd love to see you there. You can get any of my books. I got 18 books out there. I can't talk about everything on the podcast now, so I put the rest of it in books. Get any of my books. I got 18 books out there on Amazon as ebooks, audiobooks, hard copies. You can also get signed copies of my books on the web, EddieConnor.com, EddieConnor.com. And not only do I just write books, but I show you how to write your book. Wouldn't you love to see and get my manual of all the strategies, the structure, the solutions, and the systems of how it is that I have become a best-selling author? How is it that each and every single time I drop a book, it's going to go number one? Guaranteed. How is that? What do I do? What are my strategies? How do I develop my manuscript? What should you do for the cover design, your ebook, the printing procedures? How do you take your manuscript to the marketplace and maximize it? How do you become a best-selling author? How do you become an industry authority as an author? How do you even increase your sales? What if I gave you a manual? What if there was a manual on that? I know, right? Look no further. I have it for you. It's called my bestseller book blueprint. It's an 80-plus page comprehensive guide to write your book, to increase your sales, to become an industry authority as an author. And here it is. These are the exact same strategies that I use to write 18 best-selling books. Yeah. You see the charts that are there, guides, standards, procedures, resources, strategies, structures, solutions, and systems on how it is that I've been able to be on international stages, how I become a best-selling author. And I'm giving you what took me decades to learn. Listen, I've lost thousands of dollars. I wasted thousands of dollars. I have made so many missteps, mishaps, and mistakes, a lot of trial and error. I wish I had this manual when I was writing my first book. But these are all the strategies that I use to write all of my books now. I'm giving you the whole resource guide, 80-plus pages for you. You can get it easily right now. accessidentity.org/author. I'm giving you what I've learned in decades in a download. What took me moments and months, I'm giving it to you in just a matter of minutes. Go and get it right now. Once again, accessidentity.org/author. And here's what I'm going to do. The next 3 of you who go and get it, I'm giving you $60 off. The next 3 of you who go and get it, I'm giving you $60 off. But you have to use a discount code. The discount code is SOAR, SOAR. Put that in the coupon code, accessidentity.org/author. It's going to see an Invest Now button. You're going to see a form that pops up after pressing that button, and you're going to see a coupon code. Put the word SOAR in there, SOAR, and guess what? It's going to cause your book to level up to another dimension. Not only that, after you write a book, people are going to ask you to talk about that book. You want to make sure that you communicate in a particular way that engages your audience. Wow your audience. How do you wow your audience? How do you get invited back? What is your signature story? How do you develop that? Listen, your words create your world. Whatever you're building, you can build it better if you use better words. Really can. Your words are a paintbrush. What picture are you painting when you're speaking? There is an art to communication. And I've created a digital video resource for you. 4.5 hours worth of me just giving you content and showing you how it is done. It's called my Successful Speaker Strategies. You can get that, accessidentity.org/speaker. And here's what I'll do. I'll give you $60 off on that as well. Next 3 of you who go and get that too, you're going to get $60 off. So you can get my accessidentity.org, You can go to accessidentity.org/author to get my bestseller book strategies, bestseller book blueprint. Get $60 off there. Successful speaker strategies, digital video training guide. Get $60 off there. Get $120 off between both of those products. Go do that right now. It's going to take your book game and your speaking game to another dimension. Get all the filler words out, the uhs, the ums, the you know what I'm saying, and the basicallys and the likes. Don't need all that. Streamline your communication. Speaking of speaking, if you're looking for a dynamic speaker, now why would you look any further? You know that I'm the man for the job, so invite me to speak at your church, your conference, your community center, your school, your graduation, your session, your podcast. Add me to your calendar. Let's make some progression. All you have to do is email me to invite me. info@EddieConnor.com. And it would be an honor for me to empower you. It's yours truly, Dr. Eddie, your main man, 100 grand, your brother. And I mean that from another brother, family. It's been fun. Really has been. But you know, brother got to run. So I want you to know it's been a privilege and a pleasure, treating a treasure, joy beyond measure. But I want you, yes, you, I'm talking to you, to remember to keep the faith and believe it's going to be bigger, better, brighter, peace, and a whole lot of love. Keep soaring higher. You know, I realize the extent of your development is connected to the extent of your investment. What I mean, invest little, develop little. But we're investing much into you as you invest in yourself by developing your purpose, developing your goals and your dreams and your ideals and your ideas, shifting you from ideas to income. Where does this all happen at? I'm so glad you asked. It takes place in our Eagles Academy. All you have to do is go right now to theeaglesacademy.com, tap the Join Now button, fill out the form, be transformed, to shift your ideas into income, your contacts into contracts, really to grow your ideas, your impact, and your influence. You owe it to you to invest in you. And as a result of it, now you are able to be coached and mentored and be a part of our live trainings with yours truly. Yeah, with me, along with a host of other leaders and trendsetters and trailblazers and accountability partners. No one grows in a silo. The power of mentorship, it takes what I've learned in years and months and I give it to you in minutes. What I've learned in decades and I can give it to you in days. To be a part of our private Facebook group, to get guided feedback through our Eagle's Nest reflections, to get access to all of the content and all the live sessions and the trainings of business development, of financial stewardship, of the impact and empowerment that only takes place when you go right now to theeaglesacademy.com. Again, when you get there, tap the Join Now button, fill out the form, be transformed. But it doesn't just stop there. You want to develop your book? Then guess what? You are an aspiring author. You need to get my bestseller book blueprint. It's available right now, accessidentity.org/author. All of the insight of what it is that I have used to write 18 books and be a best-selling author. You owe it to you to get your hands on that. You also owe it to you to get my Successful Speaker Strategies download. I'm telling you, whatever you're building, you can build it better if you use better words. Let me show you how to develop your communication. There's an art to communication. Let me show you how to develop that. Go right now as well to accessidentity.org/speaker. And then I am blessed to pastor the Remnant Worshipers Church. I want you to be a part of the church that I am pastoring at right now. Is such a great thing of what it is that God has fashioned us to do. And it's taking place right here in the city of Detroit, 10 a.m. every Sunday, 6 p.m. we have prayer on Tuesdays, and then 7 p.m. on those same Tuesdays, we have TNT Tuesdays, Truth and Transformation. It's amazing. You want to be a part of it. Go right now, trwchurch.org, and then I want to see your face in the place this Sunday at 20470 Hubble Street. I'm doing my best to save you a seat. Powerful prayer, praise, and a preach word. Can't wait to see your face in place at the Remnant Worshipers Church.